Call Me By Your Name is a romance film directed by Luca Guadagnino, and I found it to be heavily problematic, mainly because it's an older gay man trying to have sex with a 17-year-old boy questioning his sexuality.
So what do you do around here?
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river, go out at night.
Sounds fun. All right, later.
Sicuramente è meglio di quello dell'anno scorso.
So this is set in Italy in the 1980s, and I mean, it's filmed really well, and it's acted very well, and it's just that, again, I find that the relationship troublesome. Like, I mean, especially in the world we have right now, where like stuff's coming out, like while I was watching this movie, I couldn't help but feel like, you know, Kevin Spacey would really love this movie. I don't know about that. And it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weirded out by some of it. And that's even understanding that I think in Italy, the legal age of consent is probably like 16 or something like that. And in some places, even in America, 17 would be a legal age. But I mean, in most of America, like 17 is underage, and it's underage, you know, for a reason, just because that there's so much changing, and that, you know, that it's not, especially if their ages were closer. Like, I think the character played by Armie Hammer is supposed to be like 26 or something like that, but I think Armie Hammer is actually my age, and he looks like he's 40. Like, I think he's like 30-something. I'm not sure exactly what, but he looks 40. So, I mean, it looks like he's like twice the guy's age, to Timothée Chalamet. And I don't know, it's funny because at a certain point it feels like they knew it too. Because, like, they throughout the movie, it almost felt kind of masturbatory. Because the Timothée Chalamet, throughout the whole movie, is in these like short shorts and he's like shirtless, and he's just parading around Italy without wearing hardly any clothes. And there's all the shots of his like skinny chest and like the filming of it felt almost pornographic at times. But actually the sex scenes aren't that pornographic. But like the actual like love scenes between the two characters, they don't show that much. I mean, they show them kissing and doing stuff like that, but actually it's more, they show a little bit more during his sex scene with a woman and with his sex scene with a peach or some sort of fruit. And that's one of my biggest problems with the movie, is that scene. Because, I mean, okay, spoiler, kinda, doesn't really matter, but at one point, like, he's lost his virginity to a girl, and he's had sex with this hot older gay guy, and then he's like just laying in bed, like he's eating a piece of fruit, and he's like, ooh. He starts finger banging this fruit, and it's like, ooh, interesting. And like juice is getting all over his naked chest, and he's like, this is an interesting development. What if I had sex with this piece of fruit? I bet it would feel good. And he does. And he ejaculates into the piece of fruit. And then he's like, it's covered in juice and his own fluids. And he's like, he sets the fruit on his side table. Like, that was good. And then later on, like you have that scene, fine. That's the crazy scene, but whatever. Like, you could do American Pie, a funny version of it if you wanted to. But then later on, Armie Hammer's character is like sitting on the bed with him, flirting and kissing. And like, oh, what's this? What have you been doing? What? Like, he's like, he tries to lick the semen out of the fruit that he had fucked earlier in the day. And it's like, what is wrong with you? Why are you filming that? Why are you writing that? Why are you doing that? Like, what is the point? You remove that scene. There's nothing important about that scene. It's just like kind of masturbatory in a very literal sense, but also in like the filming of it. Like, it doesn't make their characters love each other more. And that's the thing, like, it's the whole movie tries to feel like their relationship is so deep. When at the same time, it's just always like a summer fling between two guys. You know, it's like it's a summer fling. It's like there's no actual that much romance. Like, I mean, there's a little bit with them talking and getting to know each other. But the weirdest moment, and I feel like the movie thought that it was so impressive and so important, this like speech, this monologue by the kid's father, played by Michael Stuhlbarg, about like, it could be a really good moment, like talking to his kid about, you know, if he's depressed about their relationship, and it's towards the end of the summer, and like it's supposed to be so important. But then at the same time, when you actually listen to what the guy is saying, you're like, wait a minute. You're saying that the summer fling your underage son just had with your student that had a lot of power over him, and they banged a couple times in summer, and that relationship is more important and more powerful than anything the dad has had in his entire life, including the marriage with his kid's mother. So they've been married for like 20 years at least, and that relationship is less important than a summer fling with an older college student. So basically it's like the guy's saying, I really wanted to bang Armie Hammer, but I was too old for him. So, you know, thankfully you were young enough that he was really attracted to you and banged the shit out of you. So, you know, I really envy you. I really envy you that relationship you had. I wish I could have been banged by Armie Hammer. Oh, I wish I did. Oh, boy. Oh, I hate my wife. I hate my life. I wish I could have been banged by him. And that's the movie. And you know what's weird about this is that I thought that maybe this was, you know, a semi-autobiographical tale, you know, about the director, the writer of the story, and his life as a kid. Then, like, I looked up a little bit, and the writer is a straight guy that wrote about this. And he wrote about, like, it kind of, I mean, there's that misnomer about gay people that they're kind of, that some people, when they try to hate on gay people, gay men, they link them to pedophiles. And I mean, that's not at all true, but this movie doesn't help that argument a bit. Like that people have that, and it's horrible. But like people could use this movie as like a sign that, you know, that the older gay male is like a predator, and he's trying to change the young impressionable boy that's questioning his sexuality, and it's just, I don't know, it's a little worrisome, and especially like I know like people called out Armie Hammer about the relationship, and he kind of dismissed it really kind of oddly, and I don't know, it's like this is a prestige film of the year, and a lot of people have it on their best lists, and it may win a bunch of awards, but you know, honestly, it's just an overly long movie that about some of the stuff is good. I mean, it's filmed well and acted well. But, I mean, a lot of it was just kind of boring. And, I mean, it's about, you know, that whole, like, there's, like, flies and that, like, the summer love burned hot, you know, and then dies. But, I mean, if you're making this, I mean, they could have fought for the love. Like, there's nothing that really prevented them from being together. You know, I guess maybe in the 80s there was a little, well, I don't know, but they have one of their friends, a gay couple, was a family friend. And the Timothy Chalamet was kind of making fun of them. And it's just, there's odd moments throughout the film that I don't really get. And it's really, I mean, it's not a bad movie, but it's just, there's a lot of weird parts to it that I found highly troublesome. I really think that, you know, that if they're people, older men that have a thing for younger boys, they would love this movie. And I don't know, that's kind of a problem. You know, I give this movie like a 5 out of 10. You know, it's not a horrible movie, but I just have to drop the score because of how weird it was. And I mean, like, there's nothing against it, but it's just, I don't know, it's an odd movie that I'm surprised so many people are going crazy over. Like, I'm surprised there isn't more drama around it because of the material of the film. But thanks for watching. You check out the other review playlists where I'm ahead, or subscribe to me over here. Thanks.